Hey honey, welcome to Design by Ida. My name is Teresa. I'm a professional fashion designer. And today I wanted to do some knitwear designs with you. And so I'm from Norway. And so I'm very familiar with Dale of Norway, which is the most famous brand here for traditional Norwegian knitwear. And it's very popular among tourists and other people around the world who like the Norwegian traditional designs. So today I wanted to show you what I would do if I was gonna research this brand and design some knitwear for them. I have actually designed some knitwear for them before, so I kind of know what they like. But I'm just gonna show you how I would do it right now, okay? So I'm gonna head over to their website and look at or show you what they're all about, what kind of designs they're known for. And you know, in traditional Norwegian knitwear, there's a lot of we call it the 8-leaf rose. It's like a very stylized, it doesn't look like a rose, but it's a symbol, a pattern. I'll show you. And Dale of Norway uses that a lot. So I would want to try to incorporate that, try to use the traditional elements of Norwegian knitwear, but I would try to tweak it and make it fresh and new. So as I've said before so many times, you always want to design something for next year. You want to have your eyes on the future. Design something that's new, something that's fresh, something that the Dale of Norway customers would love because they love the traditional Norwegian designs that they produce, but also something that is new and appealing and isn't already in their closet, right? Because if they have been buying so many Dale of Norway sweaters, when they go back to the store, they want something new. Right? They don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again. So that's where I come in as a designer. I look at the brand, I research what they're all about, what their customers love about the brand, what their customers maybe are missing or not so happy with or looking for. And I try to fuse that with my vision for the future for next year, and by researching the trends and looking at what's going on and what the other brands are doing and just seeing what direction we're moving in and then trying to design something within that. So I wanted to do Dale of Norway in 3 different ways right now. So I'm gonna do one that is traditional, that goes along with their traditional Norwegian designs. And then I'm going to do one that is more fashion forward, more, maybe a little bit different, maybe more stylized, maybe more minimal, not sure, we'll see. And I'm going to do one that's more towards sports, the sports segment. So, you know, if you go to a sporting goods store, you see maybe more bright colors, more fresh colors. And it's very, very interesting to see a traditional style sweater being redesigned with new, fresh, sporty, saturated colors. So I'm going to do that too. So I'm going to focus on men and women today. So I'm going to do one men's design and one women's design for traditional and for fashion and for sports. Okay? So let's go. So here we are at the Dale of Norway website. And as you can see, just at the front of the page, you can see the traditional Norwegian designs, right? This is so on brand for them. This is, you know, look how classic it is. It's gray and white, and it has the Norwegian flag on the arm, and it has the 8-leaf rose in the center, and it's just very traditional, and it's shown on the fjord with the mountains in the background. You know, it's very Norwegian, very traditional. So let's look at, I'm just gonna click at women, view all. And here again, you can see they've made a pattern with the 8-leaf rose. And here you can see they have a reindeer sweater. Again, a pattern with the 8-leaf rose. It's kind of difficult to see. I'll zoom in afterwards. Okay, they went big on this one. Big pattern. You know, you see the 8-leaf rose coming up over and over and over again because it's so traditional. This is Norwegian Design 101 for knitwear. So you can see this pattern right here, and the colors are so traditional, so classic. See that? It's white and navy, and then they have one that's the opposite. It's like navy with royal blue and light blue and a little bit of red to get the Norwegian colors. And they have the buttons. Can you see the buttons here? The buttons are super old looking, like very traditional, very heritage style buttons. So that's some of what Dale of Norway is all about. As you can see, they are moving more towards fashion now. They have more styles like this that are more minimal and more timeless. I'm just gonna click on this one to see it up close for a second. Yeah, okay. So they have the pattern on the belt and along the edge of the cape. Let me see it in a different color. Here it is in gray. Again, you see the 8-leaf rose stylized and stretched out a little bit, but you can see it here on the belt and along the edge of the jacket, or cardigan I should say, or cape. But anyways, look at the colors. Again, very traditional. It's black, it's beige, it's gray. Super neutral, super traditional. It's all like that, isn't it? Here we have like olive green and navy, navy white, red, black. Very traditional colors. And for me as a designer, I'm itching to shake it up a little bit. Navy, beige, red. Okay, let's look at the men's and see if they are more colorful. No, they're not. So here we have the olive, the gray, the navy. We have the red, the navy, the gray. It's all the same. And here we have the same kind of traditional pattern. This is a little bit different actually, but it's very traditional, as you can see. Looking for something fresh. Yeah, the 8-leaf rose right there. Here we have the 8-leaf rose on the sleeve. But look, even on this style that could this could be a sporting goods sweater. So this is a design that I could definitely see the Norwegian athletes wearing to the Olympic Games or something, because it's like sporty but Norwegian and traditional, and they could wear this to go skiing or, you know, do other winter sports. And this is very I like this design. It's very cool, it's very sporty. I am a little bit disappointed in the color options because they could shake it up a little bit. It doesn't all have to be navy, green, and black and gray. I know that's very typical for men to just choose those colors over and over and over again. So many men wear black and gray and navy and blue all the time. Do you know anyone like that? I know a lot of people like that. And that's fine. It's just whenever you take something like that and you shake it up with just a little bit of color somewhere just to make it pop, it can really boost sales so much. Because if you have been buying Dale of Norway sweaters for a long time, then you have sweaters like this in your closet. You have many of them. I'm gonna see what we can do here, okay? So I just wanted to show you like the 8-leaf rose traditional design. So it's kind of like a snowflake, isn't it? If you look at this one, this is what it looks like. This is why we call it an 8-leaf rose, because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves. Now it doesn't really look like a rose. It looks more like a snowflake, actually, but that's what we call it. We call it the 8-leaf rose. So this is like the typical traditional Norwegian design, and it's very much used on knitwear. If you look here, you can see it on mittens, you can see it on hats, you can see it on umbrellas, you can see it on so many products. I just Googled it right now, and you can see it on jewelry. You just see it popping up all over. And yeah, this is so Norwegian. So as a designer, what can I do to design something with this and make it new and fresh? Let's see. So whenever I'm designing knitwear, the first thing I do is I pull out my knit pattern swatches. Textures can really help when you're designing, because if you're designing jeans and you're just making a flat drawing that's just blue, just flat blue, it doesn't really look right. So you want, and same with leather and like gray melange or, you know, just heathered colors, you want a swatch that represents the actual look of the fabric that you're using. So I normally make swatches for fur, for leather, for velvet, for melange, for knits. So, and it's just to give a really good representation of what it would look like. And so right now, as we're doing knits, I am going to find the knit swatches, and they are in here. So I'm gonna try out some patterns, and I go to swatch libraries and patterns and decorative legacy. I don't know if they're here, but I'm gonna check it out. Large thumbnail view, knit color. Okay, so here's one knit pattern, and let me see what else we can find. Okay, here's another, and here's a plaid. So we do have some patterns in here in Illustrator, and that can save you a lot of time because you already have some patterns to work with. Now, you probably don't want to use this color. You know, if I'm doing a knitwear thing, I don't want the pattern to be in a specific color, because I would have to make a new pattern swatch every time I change the color of the garment. So I would, for instance, if I was going to use this pattern, I'm just going to delete these guys. So if I'm using this pattern, then I would click on it, and over here in swatches, you can see this tiny little fill box. So what you do is you just click and drag it over here, and then you can see the repeat. So this is the repeat that makes this seamless pattern. So I can talk more about making repeat patterns later, because I love doing that. But right now, I wanted to show you what I would do if I was going to use this pattern. So I would zoom in, and I would click on it with the white arrow, and I would go select same fill color. Now I have all the filled pieces in this color, and I am just gonna remove the color. And then, as you can see, it also has all the outlines selected because everything was the same color right now, so I'm saving time. So I'm just gonna click on the outline and I'm going to change it to gray, like that, because I just want something neutral, something that I can use on many different colors. So I take this pattern and I pull it back into the swatches. So now I have my repeat here and I can go like this, make a shape, click on the pattern, not as an outline, Teresa. Change, here we go. See, seamless pattern. And now if I wanted to design something in, okay, I'm gonna take these away. So now if I wanted to design something in, I'm just gonna make it very simple right now, red and green. I'm just pulling these colors out now. It's not gonna look so pretty. Okay, it's fine. It's just to show you what I'm doing. And blue. Okay, let's go traditional. Let's go Dale of Norway colors. Let's go gray, navy, and red. All right, okay. So I select these guys and I paste another layer on top. And I take the top layers and I apply the pattern. And you can see the pattern showing up as gray right now, right? But if I go down here and I hit transparency, I'm just gonna make this one smaller, go away. Transparency, this guy, let's change it to multiply, because now it appears as like just a darker shade on the color underneath. See, so now it's like dark red lines, and here it's like dark gray lines. In here, they are almost black on the navy, right? It would actually be easier if I made a lighter blue color, just so you can see it. So you can play around with this. Sometimes I use multiply, sometimes I use darken. Here, they're not so different. You can use color burn. Oh, it disappeared. Lighten. You can use screen, color dodge, overlay, soft light. So it depends what pattern I'm working with or what texture and what kind of look I want. So you can play around with this, but a lot of times I use multiply. It's just my go-to transparency for patterns like this. So that's how I would start. I would pull out some knit patterns to create some textures when I make my flat drawings. So I've been doing this for a long time, so I have a lot of flat drawings already made. So I'm just gonna pull some of them out right now, and I'm going to apply patterns on them. But first I need to make the patterns. Okay, so we were looking at the 8-leaf rose, the traditional Norwegian pattern that looks like a snowflake, right? So I want to do something with it, and let's see what we can do. So I have cheated a little bit, and I have this pattern right here. See how it looks like the 8-leaf rose? So in order to save some time, I cheated a little bit, and I have this kind of 8-leaf rose pattern that just looks like a knit pattern. Can you see that? So if I was making the actual knit pattern for Dale of Norway, I would do it better than this. But this is just to illustrate what it would look like on a sweater. So for me, this gives the appearance that I want to achieve. So I'm going to use this as the base to make some patterns. So one way I can do this, I can take this one and I can click Object, Pattern, Make. That's the fastest way to do it. So look at the pattern that Illustrator is suggesting to me right now. I'm not sure about you, but I'm not liking it very much. So I can choose to make it like this. This is kind of cool. This would work for knitwear. Okay, let's save this one. So when I click done, it automatically saves the pattern into my Swatches library. So now we can test it out. Now we can go like this and click the pattern, and you can see how it's a big seamless pattern now. Okay, it's striped out. And you can see how it's a big seamless pattern, and oftentimes I make it smaller so I can grab the repeat and just adjust the size and maybe even smaller like that, and I can pull it back in. Boom. And yeah, that's much more suitable for me to use on knitwear. So remember what I said about the transparency? Let's just take away these guys for a little bit. Let's make this one. Okay, so if I was Dale of Norway, I would make it like gray or something, right? A light gray. Okay, and then with a pattern on it, see how it already looks like knitwear? It already looks like a knitted something. That's because we made the pattern look like knit stitches, right? So well, I like the pattern, but I don't like the colors for this. It's too boring. I mean, yeah, there's just something wrong about this, in my opinion. Let's try one of my favorite colors. Okay, like this. Oh, see how the gray pattern looks terrible on this bluish gray base? So I'm going to choose to change the transparency to multiply. Much better, because now it's just a darker shade of this. And I can even change the opacity a little bit so it's not that bold. So we can just kind of see that there's a pattern. So now it looks like a solid color sweater, right? And then you just kind of see the texture. You see that there's like a knit pattern in it, but it seems like it's all the same color. So Dale of Norway does, well, they do two different things. Actually, that's not right. Dale of Norway almost always chooses to have the pattern in a different color. So Dale of Norway traditionally would go make the pattern. Okay. So if I was Dale of Norway right now, what I would do with this pattern is I would make a navy colored background, and I would take the repeats and just change the color of it. Select same fill color, make it white, pull the pattern, where are you? Pull the pattern back into Swatches. I'm just gonna put it here so I can find it. And then, whoa, yeah. See, I'm not loving this at all. But this is something that Dale of Norway would maybe possibly do, with the navy in the background and then the white stitches. But, ugh, it hurts my eyes to look at right now. I am gonna change it. I'm gonna say, where are you, my darling? Did I delete it? Okay, so I'm gonna take the pattern and select same fill color. I'm gonna maybe choose navy. No. that. I'm gonna put it here next to the white one so I can find it easily. And then I'm gonna make that navy and make the background white. And then it looks like this. Okay, so let's go again. I'm gonna take this pattern, object, pattern, make, and we're gonna try a different one. So the grid one, I'm not a big fan of that one. So we tried this one, right? The brick by row. Let's try brick by column. No, not a big fan. What else can we do? Hex. Okay. I can use hex, I think. Let me try hex by row. No, I like hex by column better. Okay, so let's save this one and let's try it out. So the newest swatch is this one. Okay, it kind of doesn't look so good when it's so big, so I'm just gonna make it smaller. Okay. See the pattern? It's very different from the other one that we have. So now so as you can see, by using the same pattern symbol thing, I created this repeat. Here's the repeat. I'm just gonna make it big so you can see it. It's seamless. So this is put next to this one over and over and over again at the top and at the side, and it creates a seamless pattern just like this. So this is one way I did it. It took like no time at all to create this pattern. And this is another look using the same 8-leaf rows, but creating a very different looking pattern. But now we have two traditional-ish Norwegian patterns, and we can try to apply them on some garments and see what we can do and play around with the colors. Okay? So that's how you do that. So I've cheated a little bit. I fast forward a little bit so that I could show you my designs, because otherwise we would be sitting here for many hours, because it takes hours to design. So now I have spent hours on my Mac designing and arguing with myself, and this is what I came up with. So I hope you like it. So for the men's traditional design, you can see here I went with the classic navy that they sell a lot of, because navy is a very good selling color here in Norway because it's very Scandinavian, traditional. Many people like it. So I kept the navy as one colorway, and then I made one colorway that's more like blue gray kind of. I like it. It's a very Scandinavian, looks like the fjords kind of, but I made them both gradients. Can you see that? So how could I take the traditional, the classic, the good, the bestseller, the navy, and tweak it a little bit? Well, I changed it into a gradient, as you can see here. So it's navy at the bottom, and then it goes up and it's like light blue, and then I pulled the navy black in for the ribbed edge on the shoulders and the neckline. And then I made this like leather badge with the Dale of Norway logo engraved on it, because it looks very Scandinavian, and it just makes it look more classy in a way. And this can be made in like machine washable fake leather. It can be made in suede. It can be made in many different materials, so you can wash the sweater in the machine. But yeah, I just think it adds a little bit. It's like, it's a classy little piece of branding on the upper arm. So that's what I did for the traditional men's sweater. And then for the traditional women's style, I made like a short cape because, well, what we see around us now, there are a lot of short, like cropped sweaters, cropped tops, even cropped trench coats, cropped blazers, you know. The cropped styles are very trending now, and they probably will be continuing to do that, to be that next year. So I made a cape, a cropped cape with the same pattern. You can recognize it, right? The patterns we just made. And I made one that's like a light gray, as their traditional styles, but I made it a gradient. So it goes from light gray to white. And then I added the bluish gray color here as well. And you can see it goes from like bluish gray at the bottom up until white. And then I pulled the solid color back in on the neckline. So, and I have the leather label, as you can see, and I have pockets because we always have to have a place for the lipstick and the money and the phone, right? So that's what I did for the traditional. Now let's look at the fashion. So for the men's, I went big and bulky and cozy and just like a chunky kind of yarn, heavy gauge yarn. And I used one of the patterns that we made. You can see it, I made it on the front part of the sweater. And I had some cable knit patterns going along the sides of the front bodice and also on the back and along the sleeves. And there we have some ribbed elements here, and we have the ribbed bottom and the ribbed cuffs and the ribbed neckline. And then we have the leather label on the upper arm, as I did on the traditional style. So, okay, I went traditional on the colors here. Yes, okay, so I did. I went with off-white, I went with navy, and I went with the dusty blue that I had on the traditional style. Because if I'm making a collection, I need to have a tight color scheme so that even though the styles are different, it's cohesive. So if a store places an order on all of the Dale of Norway styles, it looks cohesive in the store. So whether some styles are more fashion forward or some styles are more sporty, they still are within the same color scheme, and you can see a clear direction for this collection for this season. Okay, so it's the same colors. We have the navy, the white, and the dusty blue. Okay, so for the ladies' fashion style, again, I went with like a shorter sweater, more cropped sweater style. Not too cropped. It's not like just underneath the boobs. It's a little bit longer than that, but it's just a more in season, I don't know. It's just, it's a good style for next year. Okay. So I went here again with the more chunky yarn, the heavy gauge, the big, bulky, cozy, really amazing sweater. And as you can see on the men's and on the lady style here, can you see how the pattern is very vague looking? Like it's very faded. It's not very in your face. That's why I intended this design to be only a knit pattern. So I'm not using two different colors of yarn. The yarn is the same. It's just a solid color white sweater. And then the pattern is just made with different knits. So knit and purl, or, cable knits, or ribs, or like different knit stitches creates the interesting pattern without using different colors. Okay? Remember before when I was saying that as a fashion designer, you have a personality and it shows in your designs? So my personality is kind of quiet, kind of subtle. I like the small little details. I like the quiet designs. So this is very on brand for me. This is what I love to do. The solid color, but interesting details and textures, and yeah, this is what I love. So that's what I did for fashion. So what did I do for sports? Well, for men's, I'm showing you here 2 different colorways. So again, we have the navy, which is their classic, and we have the dusty blue. And look at what I did with them. I added just a pop of color. And the navy and red, you have seen the navy and red on many of the Dale of Norway styles. It's very Norwegian and they have used it before. But on this style, it looks more sporty. See that? So on the zipper teeth, the teeth of the zipper are white, but there's a small portion of it that is red. And I put red binding on top of the ribbed collar, and I put an embroidered red 8-leaf rose on the front pockets, and I added the leather label on the upper arm. So see how it just looks more sporty now? It's a simple style, and we have the pattern, but just with a few pops of color, it looks more sporty, more modern, more new, more fresh. See? And for the dusty blue, I added neon green because, yes, it looks really, really good, and it's just so fresh. It's just like if you're walking into a store and you're used to seeing only like navy and beige and gray, then this will just pop and it will grab your attention, and it will look so good outdoors. And when you see the athletes skiing wearing this jacket, this sweater, it's gonna look great. I know it will. And it's gonna sell. That's what you want. You want to create something that's fresh, that's interesting, that people are drawn to and that they want to buy. That's my job. I design things that people want to buy, usually. So for ladies, sports, I went with a short sleeve style. Same high ribbed collar with the binding along the top edge, and the zipper with the contrasting zipper teeth, and the embroidery on the front pocket, and the leather label on the upper arm. But look at the colors. So with the dusty blue, I added some peach, and it just makes it girly and beautiful and feminine and sporty, and it's just fresh. And I love those colors together. And on the white one, I went very classic and feminine with the light blue. And then I have the same as for the men's. I have the navy with the white and the red. So very Norwegian, very traditional, but still has a sporty, new, fresh look. Okay? So that's what I've been doing today. I don't know what you've been doing, but I hope you have a really great day. And if you like this video, please give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And I will keep designing with you and keep sharing all my fashion secrets with you. So thank you for staying, and have a gorgeous, amazing, beautiful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.